Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're jumping right into one of the most intense debates that came out of the World Economic Forum at Davos. How is AI actually going to transform the future of work? You know, the conversation isn't about if it'll change things anymore. It's all about how, and just how fast this is all going to happen.
Okay, so let's get right into it because this slide really nails the central conflict. On one side, you have NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang, saying AI is this unbelievable historic boom. He's talking about a complete renaissance for skilled trades with a huge demand for electricians and technicians to build out these massive data centers. But then on the other side, you've got Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Chase, who gives a totally different prediction. Basically, fewer jobs. It's this massive paradox, and it has everyone, leaders, workers, economists, completely divided.
And that's the big question we're tackling today, right? Is AI this force for incredible progress, creating opportunities we can't even dream of yet? Or is it about to cause this huge, painful disruption that could totally reshape society as we know it? We're going to break down both sides of this argument, and let's start with the optimistic case. All right, first up, let's explore this vision where AI doesn't just replace us, but actually creates completely new kinds of work. This is the whole idea of a new-collar era. A workforce that combines technical chops with those uniquely human strengths, like creativity and critical thinking. And check this out. This isn't some guess about the future. LinkedIn says 1.3 million AI-enabled jobs are roles that have already been created in just the past 2 years. So this is real, tangible data that shows AI is already rotating the job market, not just shrinking it. So what do these new-collar jobs actually look like? Well, we're talking about roles like AI integrators, who help companies actually adopt this tech, or data center technicians, the folks who are literally building the physical backbone of the AI revolution. And we're even seeing the rise of big strategic roles like head of HI popping up in companies all over the world. I mean, that's a huge signal that this is becoming a core part of business. These jobs are really the foundation of a whole new digital economy. And this just brilliantly illustrates another really powerful trend. AI tools are making it cheaper and easier than ever to start a business. I mean, they let one person prototype ideas, reach customers, and compete in ways that used to take a ton of money. The data from LinkedIn is pretty wild, a 60% jump year over year in people calling themselves founders. Now, this isn't just about spotting an opportunity. For some people, it's also about creating their own security, because traditional jobs feel less stable. Okay, so that's the optimistic view, but now we have to look at the other side of the coin, the really cautionary tale of AI as a disruptive force. This is that vision of mass displacement, a shrinking job market, and a fundamental challenge to how our careers even work. And listen to this quote. This is like a tsunami. That's not a tech critic or a union leader saying that. That's the head of the International Monetary Fund. When the managing director of the IMF uses a word like tsunami, you know it's a serious signal about the sheer scale and speed of the disruption that economists are bracing for. It's a warning that this wave might be too big and too fast for our current systems to really handle. And the IMF is predicting this impact is going to be incredibly widespread. In advanced economies, they're estimating that 60% of jobs will be affected by AI. Now look, affected doesn't always mean gone. For some, AI will make their job better. For others, it'll transform it. But for a lot of people, yeah, it could mean outright replacement. The bottom line is, the vast majority of us are going to feel this shift. And this right here, this might be the most immediate and frankly worrying statistic we've seen, a nearly 30% drop in entry-level job postings. And why? Well, it's because AI is getting scarily good at automating the exact tasks, data entry, basic analysis, admin support, that have always been the first rung on the career ladder for young people. This leads to a really fascinating and kind of scary concept experts are calling the cognitive waterline. Just think of it like the minimum skill level you need to be useful in the economy. As AI gets better and better at all that junior level work, that waterline just keeps rising. And this creates a huge paradox, a massive second-order effect. How do you train the next generation of senior leaders if all the junior roles they need to get experience and build judgment just vanish? It could hollow out the entire talent pipeline. So, you've got this incredible promise on one hand and this really serious peril on the other. What's the path forward? Well, the key takeaway from Davos is that the future isn't some fixed thing. The outcome is going to be decided by the strategies that companies and all of us as individuals start putting in place today. To figure this out, leaders are starting to think about AI not as just a single piece of software, but as this massive 5-layer industrial stack. Success isn't just about mastering one layer, it's about seeing the opportunities and the bottlenecks across the entire system. Understanding this stack helps leaders see AI as a complete industrial challenge, not just some IT problem. And companies are quickly realizing there are two ways to go about this. The first is the bottom-up path. You just give your employees some AI tools to help with their current tasks. You get small 5–10% gains, but the real transformation, that comes from a top-down redesign, where you totally rebuild entire workflows around AI agents, treating them like actual digital coworkers. This is where AI stops being just an IT project and becomes a complete reinvention of how work gets done. So, what can businesses actually do right now? Well, the World Economic Forum identified a set of what they're calling no-regret moves. These are real, actionable strategies. Start small so you can learn fast, make sure your tech and talent plans are evolving together, invest in genuine human-AI collaboration, and for goodness sake, build the solid data infrastructure you're going to need to succeed. And all of this is building toward a really powerful new idea: corporate AI sovereignty. The logic is pretty simple. If you only use generic AI models from other companies, you're just renting their intelligence. The real competitive advantage, the real moat, comes from capturing your company's unique knowledge, all the internal expertise and processes that make you special, and building that into AI systems that you actually own and control. That becomes your proprietary intelligence. So after all of that, where does this leave us? The humans in this whole equation. Well, it brings us right back to what makes us unique. The most durable, the most valuable skills in this new era are going to be the ones that a machine just can't easily copy. As Accenture's CEO Julie Sweet puts it, the focus is shifting to a human-in-the-lead model. And this isn't about a person just checking a box in a loop. It's about technology making us better, but never replacing our core human strengths like judgment, creativity, leadership, and ethical oversight. At the end of the day, we run the companies. The AI works with us. Ultimately, this is the challenge for every single one of us. The whole debate about job replacement kind of misses the bigger picture. The real task here is to figure out how we collaborate with these incredibly powerful new systems to create more value than either a human or a machine could create alone. Your ability to adapt, to never stop learning, and to work alongside AI, that's the one skill that will define this next era of work. The only question is, are you ready to redefine your role?